Ready for three. Yes! Here's quick release three. Got it! And it's good! Our final regular season game at Diman has girls basketball on tap as the Lady Bengals host the Southeastern Hawks in conference play. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massu, joined once again by Zach Souza for the broadcast. It is senior night here at the James T. Ashley Gymnasium. Zach, we saw the girls once earlier this season. They are 11-3. They've already clinched a playoff spot. For Coach Doyle, he just wants them to keep playing and keep winning, keep doing what they've been doing.
Yeah, I think that's huge for them. Don't get caught in where you're at right now. Don't get, complacent. You made the playoffs, but there's still work to be done. You got to win out. You got to win more games. You got to win in the playoffs. So hopefully they keep the train going.
They want that home game for sure. So, at 11-3, they still got business to do. On the other side, the Hawks are kind of in a similar situation. 8-6, a few fewer wins. But for Coach Brewster, he says, we want to win out as well. We don't want to let our feet off the gas. They started kind of slow this season, but they've won 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, and they're a young team, too. You said that they're very young. They're hungry. It's his first year as a coach. So this is all just, trying to give Southeastern a new environment, if you will.
As Zach said, first-year head coach for Coach Brewster, but he was here last year as well. He was with the JV program, so no strangers to the Hawks. This is going to be a great game. Conference play, we're coming down to the wire here. The Diman Bengals have won 9 out of their last 10. We'll have live coverage next. Stay with us.
I'm Mike Labossiere, What's Upper Reservation Forester.
And I'm Paul Furlan, the Administrator of Community Utilities.
Protecting open space is a benefit today, and it's a gift to future generations.
For over 150 years, Fall River has been a leader in environmental preservation. The Southeastern Massachusetts Bioreserve ensures forests and fields remain undeveloped and accessible. The Community Preservation Act is a vital component to fulfill climate goals.
Since 2017, CPA funds totaling nearly $1.3 million have been used to acquire conservation areas in Fall River. Educational programs within the Bioreserve connect families to nature and promote understanding and respect for diverse culture, history, and wildlife.
Half of Fall River, about 12,000 acres, an area the size of Mattapoisett, is protected water and woodland. Healthy forests minimize flooding, reduce erosion, and provide habitat for endangered species.
As the region expands manufacturing and technology, people are directly reliant on green infrastructure as an irreplaceable source of clean water and air.
Miles of trails wind through unique landscapes which appeal to hikers, cross-country skiers, and mountain bikers. Specific areas are open for safe seasonal hunting. The Bioreserve promises endless discoveries and recreational experiences year-round.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Welcome back, everybody, to Diman Regional. Ready to get this one going here on a Wednesday evening, Wednesday, February the 8th. Just a week and a half until the winter break. Pretty amazing how fast this winter season has gone on. And a big reason why is, we haven't really had any inclement weather issues. I know last Friday there was the extreme cold. A couple places did postpone. I know Bishop Conley, the boys, Coach Shea was telling us on Monday pregame that they did cancel Friday's game. But basically, Zach, we've had no issues with the weather. So the schedule has just continued on like everyday business. There's been no postponements. There's been no makeups. So you haven't had a log jam of games. And your senior year, how many games? We had a lot of snow. How many games we had down the stretch, right? They were playing three games during the winter break.
Yeah, basically just game after game after game, which
I don't even know how professionals do it. Never mind, like expecting high school kids to pull it off.
Well, see, the difference is the professionals don't have to do school homework anymore. That's
Yeah,
a
right.
big part of it. Oh, man. Well, we're underway here. The Hawks with the ball, and we'll have a jump ball 10 seconds in, and that'll give us a chance to look at the starters for the visiting Southeastern Hawks at 8-6. Number 5, Mia Ortega. Number 10, Mia Rode. Number 22, Key Villas. Number 25, Tessa LaPalme. And number 33, Ari DePina. And the Hilltoppers. The Bengals start with the 3 ball to get it going. Zach, take the starters for Diamond.
Diamond starters, we have Elizabeth Canane, Hannah Martin, Avery Rounds, Evie Fernandez, and Cindy Bowie, number
23. We also, of course, Josh Brewster is the head coach. That's going to go. That's for 2. And 1 for the foul here. We'll have our first foul of the night. Josh Brewster, as we said in the open, his first season as head coach at Southeastern. And for the Bengals, Shane Doyle leading the charge as well. Hannah Martin at the free throw line, one of the 3 seniors on this team. Senior night will be shown at halftime here this evening, so we hope you'll stay with us during the half. That was DePina with the 2, and the Hawks are on the board here. Julia Latour and Avery Rounds, the other 2 seniors, along with Martin. Good block. All ball from Villas, using her height.
straight up. Just poof.
Yeah. From the corner for 3. Rode with the long ball, and 5-0 runs for both sides. We're tied up here after 90 seconds. We walked in the door this evening, and gosh, I thought it was 2018 again. Longtime athletic director Keith Allen in the house tonight, catching the game. I really, honestly, I haven't seen Keith since he retired, and it was the school year before COVID that he retired. So, I mean, we're going on here basically 4 years, and great to see Keith. Wow. Keith was, you know, we never covered anything at Diamond before I was hired 10 years ago. And so Keith was the first person I spoke to over here. I've said it before, Kathy Noversa, who sings the national anthem and works the score table, and she's also the girls volleyball coach here and the softball coach. She was my first interview on this job 10 years ago. And Diamond, this community, this group here in terms of athletics and the school has always welcomed us here on Fred TV. So we love coming here. You know, we've seen some great highlights over the years, but Keith in particular, you know, for someone like me starting out and really not knowing anybody other than certain people at Durfee at the time, I really didn't know anybody over here. And Keith was just anything you need, Ev, anything you need. And it was always like that. And I'm happy to say that Mike O'Brien in his short time here, Jim Pereira last year, and now Bobby Bailey this year, that hasn't changed. And I can't tell you, you know, how grateful I am, because not having to worry about the little things when we have a lot of bigger things to worry about to get a broadcast going, it makes my life so much easier. So really great to see Keith. He looked great, and nice to catch up with him before the game. And speaking of former ADs, we got to get Vic Pereira on the air.
Oh my!
We got to get Vic back for a game. Maybe if the Durfee girls get a home game for playoffs, we got to get Vic involved, because it's been a couple years now since we had Vic. And Vic, I think honestly, Brendan Kelly's probably overtaken you and Vic for most consistent, analyst, color guy. But you and Vic are dead heat for second, because you did so many games your
right.
Senior year with me. And Vic did a lot of games that you didn't do. Vic did quite a few between football and basketball. So, and that was, of course, after he stop being the AD, and he resigned the AD, take the VP position, and Brad Bussin came on. So we got to get Vic in for some games as well. That would be great to have him on for a broadcast again. Vic, if you're listening, the seat's yours anytime you want it. 10-5. It's really kind of an interesting start here through just about 4 minutes, about half of a quarter. Diman went on a 5-0 run. Southeastern went on a 5-0 run, and now Diman on another 5-0 run. So seeing scoring here in bursts.
You know, you said, Vic, if you're watching, and Vic, if you're watching, with all due respect, I haven't heard your name, haven't even thought of you since Evan, but before Evan has said that. That was totally like a blast from the past.
Yeah.
He had retired my freshman year, which,
Yep.
wow, that just hit me, how
know.
long ago that was.
And of course, you knew him from like the middle school
Right,
stuff and recruiting.
right,
But
yeah.
yeah, Vic was the AD. I think it was going back to like 2011. So he did it for a while, quite a few years, and then I said Brad Bussin, applied for it when Vic resigned, and Vic's been a VP in the elementary school. Well, he was at Talbot, and then now he's been at Green for a while, and so he's kind of moved over and had some different roles in the district, and Brad now has been the AD. I want to say this is like year 7 for him, 6 or 7. I think it's 7.
I think so, yeah, because like I said, Vic,
When was your freshman year?
2014, 2015, fall 2014.
Okay.
So.
All right. And Vic left after that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there you go. So 15 to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. So
Roughly.
Brad's like almost on 8 years now.
Give or take a year, but
Yeah, 7 or 8. That's. So Brad's been doing it a while. Time, and part of it is that the COVID years here kind of flew by because everything was constantly changing.
Right.
And it's like you lose track of what the heck is going on and what's right and what's not in terms of, the rule. There were so many rule changes, and so many adaptations to everything that it's kind of crazy that here we are 3 years basically. It was 3 years February break this year.
Yeah.
That was the last thing I broadcasted until the following fall because everything shut down. It's like, my gosh. And you were in college. You're dealing with all that.
yeah.
Trying to go through the middle of college for crying out loud.
Yeah, we were still stuck in Florida when that all hit, and we were in Florida.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
We were getting on the plane in like 2 days, and
Yeah.
we were all like, wait, the whole world's shutting down. What are we gonna do? Like, are we stranded? What's going on? So there was a lot. Yeah, all the new stuff at that time.
I forgot that because your first year down, this of course UMass baseball,
Yeah.
the colleges up here would go down south to play the early games, and you were staying literally 10 minutes north of where my family.
That's right. We discussed that.
My extended family lives, and I was down there when you were there, but you didn't have any games that week.
No.
And I said, maybe the next year. I was planning to go down.
Yeah.
And as things are shutting down, we scrapped the trip. And because I didn't want to get stuck in Florida. We didn't know what was going on,
It's wild, too, because when we were going to Florida, we were all aware, Florida was already in a state of emergency.
It
and
was.
we're like, all right, I guess we'll go into it.
Yeah. No, you're right. That was kind of like surprising that you guys went, but
Yeah.
there was nothing saying not to at the time. So anyway, yeah, it's so the whole point of it being is that I haven't seen Keith in basically 4 years, and I feel like, I blinked and here we are in 2023. Like it's been really crazy
Nuts.
fast these last few school years, and but yeah, great to see Keith, and like I said, nice to catch up with him before the game. So.
And going off of what you were saying earlier, you can definitely see the sense of appreciation that Diman has for what you do and what Fred TV does for them, and because it works both ways. They're getting exposure, they're getting on the air, people are seeing it.
Well, that's kind of the goal here, and we it's free coverage, it's free publicity. It doesn't get much better than that. Foul is on Janiyah Andrade. And at the line, Evie Fernandez just hit the first. Second shot is good. 4 fouls for the Hawks, 3 for Diman. Loose ball picked up, pass to Kanane. Kanane across the other side. Layup misses, just a little short on it there from Fernandez. And the Hawks trying to take it back the other way. That's Ortega. Still on their side of the court now, passing it across to Pina. And out of bounds it goes. Good crowd here with it being senior night. Had a good crowd on Monday too. The Conley-Diman game always draws a nice fan base because 2 Fall River schools. You can't really beat that, so 3 misses and off the feet of DePina goes out of bounds, and the Bengals will inbound. Final minute and a half of the first. Pass to Bui, who is, she is fouled. You know, the timing is everything with those kinds of plays, and Villas was just about planted.
Right.
But she was moving just a little bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it can go both ways, and that's a tough one for Villas because that's number 3 for her.
Early.
Yeah, we're only in the first.
Yeah.
Called that one on the floor, so no free throws. And now the Bengals picking up the foul. Martin, her first, team's 4th. It happens offensive foul there, so turns over the ball.
I'm really liking the way Southeastern's moving the ball early. They're just like very smooth and rhythmic pace right now for them on offense. And as I say that,
travel. We watched almost the whole JV game. I've seen enough travels. No, I mean, and
Yeah.
I'm not, trying to poke at it. I'm just saying that, there were a lot of travels. It was not, you talk rhythm. There really was no rhythm. It was really, the Bengals won it. So the home team won the JV match, but it was really broken. It wasn't, it just wasn't good pace of play. There was, every possession, there was a stoppage.
Yeah.
Whether it was for a foul or a turnover or a travel or something, dual possession like you just saw, so, and it went like an hour and a half. When was the last time a JV game went an hour and a half? So that kind of tells the story. That's why we're late. We came on here at 10 of 7. Usually we're early here at Diman. But 10 of 7, including the, pregame stuff as Villas puts it in for 2. And the foul. Diman's 5th foul. Both teams in foul trouble early here. This is Fernandez's 2nd foul. And a chance at a 3-point swing here for the Hawks. Cut it back to 1. Fernandez on the bench as Coach Doyle pulls her out with 27.1 to play in the first and 2 fouls. Villas at the line. Free throw is good. So the and 1 counts, and it's a 1-point game. Diman had leads of 5 points twice in this first quarter, up by just 1 in the final 15 seconds. Juggled, passed to Kanane, and it won't go. The rebound there to Rodriguez, and she can't get it to go. Hawks with a chance to take their first lead at the buzzer. Good defense. The basket, the shot is off, but the basket no good. Wide to the left. And what ends up being a very tight first quarter here. A 1-point lead for Diman, 12-11 after 8 minutes. To your point, Zach, good. We saw some good moments, a couple broken moments, but for the most part, pretty decent pace of play for both sides in this first quarter.
Yeah, I'm really loving the way I know I already said it once. I don't want to be repetitive, but I'm really loving the way Southeastern's moving the ball. They're looking like they know what's going to happen before they get up the court. Like they're prepared. They're in a pace. They're set. You know what I mean? They have their play calls, and they're sticking to them, and they're running them how they're supposed to be ran because they look very smooth.
Hold on. Let me make sure we're good here. Bengals will have the ball to start the second as Canaan sets the ball in play to Martin. And here we go, 8 more minutes on the clock. Mentioned the senior night pregame ceremony. We have that edited for you, and that'll be our halftime show tonight. Halftime's 10 minutes. Senior night program went 9 minutes and change, so that'll work out just right. So we hope you'll stick around during the half as we honor the 3 Bengals seniors, Julia Latour, Hannah Martin, and Avery Rounds, the 3 from Ortega. And the Hawks have their first lead, 14-12, the advantage for Southeastern. Coach Doyle has told us he was very impressed by the Hawks this season. I mean, this is a rematch. These two teams already squared off once out in Easton on the 19th of January. 52-37 final score of Diman winning by 15. But I'd say, you start to judge a game after 8 minutes, 10 minutes of total gameplay, and I have a feeling this one is going to be pretty tight throughout. I don't see a 15-point victory for either side. I'd say our over and under is probably 5 points at best.
Yeah, for sure. Like Coach Brewster said, their second half has been way stronger, and that's evident just from the first quarter alone. They came out, like, again, I don't want to sound repetitive, but they came out ready.
Yeah.
They came out smooth. They came out knowing what they were going to do, and they know how they're going to beat Diman. It's just up to them to execute it now.
Southeastern, you mentioned it, they have 8 wins as we go into the timeout. 5 of those 8 wins have come in their last 6 games. So they've really, been hitting their stride. 3 of those games were conference games, so 2-1 in the conference during that time. It's been a good stretch for Southeastern, and it's always a good time for a rematch when both sides are playing at their best. That's always. You never want to see one team that's starting to really hit their stride and another team that's starting to struggle, because it can really become a one-sided game. And we've seen a few of those this season, too, looking up and down Diman's schedule. Twice they had wins where they held their opponent to just 10 points. It makes for a long game.
Yeah, it does.
That makes for a really long game. It's for both sides, really.
You mentioned the best time for a rematch is when they're both at their best, and that is in no small part to Diman just having another strong season. They're looking very good 14 games in.
Yep, 9 out of their last 10. That loss was last Tuesday here against Blue Hills. They lost 29-28. And Coach said it was, the worst 3 quarters of the season, and they were still in it. I mean, seriously. And that shows you, the Mayflower is not always the strongest conference, and Diman always does well in the conference. There's things that this team, they tend to do that can exploit the other conference teams' weaknesses very well. We always see Diman do well in conference, in the league. And so that loss, they could easily be on a 10-game winning streak right now if it wasn't for that game that, arguably they didn't quite show up for.
Right.
That's the best way to say it.
Right, like Coach said, it was their 3 worst quarters of the season, so all they needed was 2 bad and a 1 okay, and that could be 10 in a row.
He said they had the ball at the end, they missed a layup, and then got their own rebound as time expired. So they had chances even with, the struggles. Rounds will get it to fall. Avery Rounds with the bucket. And we're tied at 14 here. 3 minutes into the second.
rifled that ball.
And now the violation. Yeah, I know, really. Talk about threading the needle.
It looked like a check down.
Yeah. Diamond will reap the benefits as they start on the other half of the court, back on offense. I think part of it, too, though, is they were having to get across half court, and they kind of got held up, some of the press from Diamond. So there's an urgency, too, to get the ball
rid of it,
out of the zone. That one does not get a favorable bounce. Martin hands to the face, and she's going to get tagged with a foul. Oh, no. Travel called. Lucky there because DePina took something to the face there from Martin. So Diamond will get it back. Batted away. Bui picks it up. Tries to put it in off the glass. No good. Tight defense again from Diamond. Making it difficult for the Hawks to get. Yeah, it was a good pass, but that one picked off in the air by Fernandez. Martin checking behind her. Now the Hawks kind of swarming in. No pun intended. Bui batted away. Nice save there by Rounds to gather it and stay on this side of the court. Rounds wants 3, and it's off the rim. Wide right. Dual possession, jump ball. We've been sitting down here basically since your senior year, the season after you left, so winter 2019. We started taking this courtside here between the fan bleachers, and in 4 seasons, never had any incidents. Last week with you here, we had a little bit of a collision, and on Monday, the boys' game here on Monday, if you were sitting there, you had a player in your lap. Because one of the Conley boys came just full board into trying to scramble to get the ball, and I saw it happen, and it was no. It was like the slow motion. I couldn't react fast enough. The laptop didn't go flying. That's all that I cared about. But, you know, the hot spot went flying. There's probably going to be a roaming charge, you know. Seriously.
Did the hot spot end up under the bleachers? You have to get somebody under there?
No, it went behind me. There were enough devices under the bleachers. AirPods, phones, coats.
We have fun here. We have fun.
I love the intimate feel of this gym. I can't wait for the new school and a new gym. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
I just hope that so many places, you know, still don't use wooden courts, but this court is so well taken care of. I really hope that they put a wooden floor in. I wish we had at Durfee. You know, Somerset put the wooden floor in. As far as I know, there haven't been any issues with it. So but the thing is we use ours as a field house.
Yeah,
you don't want to be playing baseball on the wooden floor.
Right.
So I get it, but I still wish that at least maybe center court could have been kind of like Taunton.
Yeah,
you know,
something.
That would have been really nice instead of just the rubberized surface. This is so much better.
Wouldn't it be nice if someone just came out with like Boston Garden parquet, the parquet type?
Seriously,
floors?
well, and this is very small. You know, the pieces of wood here. There's a design to it. It's not just like, you know, a hardwood floor in your house type of thing.
Right.
You know, this has some kind of a pattern, and there's so much varnish on it from over the years that there's almost no grooves. It's like silky smooth. You could probably roll a marble across it.
Just
you
go
know?
straight.
Yeah, seriously. It's well taken care of. 4 fouls for Villas, by the way, in this first half, and she's still out there. So, excuse me, no, she just came off. My bad. So Coach Brewster having to take his tallest player out of the game for now. He's had some nice defensive plays.
Yeah, another similar to the boys game that I did with you against Cape Cod tag. And
yeah.
it was just a big presence in the paint. It takes somebody, you know, they're going to hesitate. They're going to, do I go in?
Yeah.
Which way do I go? What do I do when I get there? It's tough when they run into foul trouble because they really don't have to do anything but be there.
Yeah. No, you're right. And that's the benefit of the height down low. And that's something that we haven't seen here in Fall River in quite a few years. I'd say best height presence probably goes back to with my first 3 years, Conrad Bradbury from Conley. And he was he played baseball too, right? Didn't he play baseball? I thought he did.
I know the name from that.
Gosh,
was the state championship team. That's
Yeah,
where I
he-
know the name.
Yeah,
but
he
that
was
yeah.
was on that team as the Bengals pick up number 7 here.
I think he did. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on the baseball team. Gosh, this is what I'm talking about. Everything starts to blur after a while, but
yeah, especially when you're doing it as long as you have.
yeah. So
No, but I think that was like the Brian Quinn team.
It was.
that year. Yeah.
Mhm, yeah. So Conrad, Coach Bill Shea insists, and I have no problem believing him that Bradbury had 1,000 rebounds.
Wow.
I have no doubt in my mind because he was like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, I'm surprised
That's
not.
a big presence, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And we haven't really. I mean, the number of rebounds, and that was a tall team really to begin with. Jack Santoro, Brian's like 6'2", I think,
Yeah,
6'3".
he's
Jack
up there.
6'3"-ish, 6'4". That was a big team, special group. But Conrad, though, was the tallest, and his presence down low, I mean, forget it. Nobody was getting any rebounds if you were going one-on-one with him. And, Dartmouth kind of has that now with Hunter Madison. It's like 6'7".
Wow.
Kid is, he's a house. It's unbelievable. Brockton has someone who's, I think, 6'5" or 6'6" as well, but Madison at Dartmouth is just unstoppable. Well, we've kind of hit a bit of a lull here. It was 12-11, kind of bursts of offense in that first quarter. With a minute left in the half, we've only seen one from the field for Diman and a three-pointer for Southeastern, and that's it. So not a very good second quarter at all for either side. Missed free throws as well. Final 60 seconds of the half. Three is good from Ortega, her second. And she's accounted for all 6 points of this quarter for Southeastern. Oh, they gave her only 2 on that. I'm sorry. Looked like she was behind. And now a basket for the Bengals. 16 all.
Now, I look down and I see Mia Ortega's a freshman. She's not playing like one. She's playing like she has been here before on this team. She's playing like she is just leading this team right now. Like you said, she's been scoring the most this quarter, but just the way she's playing, passing the ball, the way she's moving, she is looking comfortable.
Yep, 3 freshmen on this varsity team for Coach Brewster, 2 starters and 5 seniors. So, a really good mix of veteran and future leaders.
Right, and I see that, Southeastern, they're in like a 3-2, 2-3. They're bouncing back and forth. Amara, she's moving up and down. But I like this matchup between Mia Ortega and Hannah Martin. You got, new freshman, and then now, her senior night, and they're really going head-to-head. I know they're not playing like man-to-man. They're in a zone, but I'm liking seeing that,
Very low scoring second quarter. 5 points for the Hawks, 4 points for the Bengals. A 16-16 tie here at the James T. Ashley Gym. You said senior night. Well, Zach and folks at home, here you go. Senior night ceremony from pregame. We'll see you on the other side with the third quarter. I will kill.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Senior Night 2022-23 Diamond Lady Bengals. We have 3 fantastic young ladies that we're celebrating here tonight. But before that, we have some thank yous that I have to say, I'd like to thank Miss Christine Pasternak for the poster boards that she made for our seniors, Mr. Ray Machado for printing them and running the table. Obviously, my coaching staff, thank you so much. Mr. Furtado, great job. Coach Pasternak and Coach Cook, the event staff here, keeping us all safe. Erica Teal, Stephanie Shaner, and I guess I have to thank him. Where is he? Kevin Mahoney, thanks, buddy. Good job. Okay. The table, best table in the Mayflower League, Kathy Noversa, Dave Bellevue, and at times Chris Padula. Our AD, thank goodness you're here, Mr. Bailey. We appreciate you. We have a special guest in the audience tonight, former AD Keith Allen. Keith, thanks for coming back. JV and the varsity team for decorating the gym, and they put a lot of effort into making tonight special. My family, my wife, my mother, my mother-in-law. As my kids get older, the seasons get tougher and tougher. A lot of effort goes into watching the kids on the late nights of practice and games, and I wouldn't be able to be here or do this without them, and I wanted to thank them very much. And the parents for being positive and cheering for our team, thank you so much. So a little bit about these seniors. We only had 3 seasons because of COVID. In those 3 playable seasons, they made 2 MIAA tournaments, including this season. Congratulations. 2 league championships, and currently in the mix for a 3rd, potentially. And this is a group, yes, this is a group that I've never seen a group compete as hard as this group competes. If you come and watch us, this team never gives up. They fight until the very last minute, whether we're winning by a lot, it's a close game, or we're losing by a lot. We fight to the end. So I'm going to talk very briefly about these 3 special young ladies. They really are the best that Diman has to offer. I can't stress that enough. Amazing young ladies that are going to go on to do amazing things. When I call the player you're here to support, please come out to center court and take a photograph. Okay? Our first young lady is a member of our basketball team for 4 seasons, member of the HVAC shop. She plans to go to Bridgewater and study archaeology, and she is one of the most amazing, positive, quiet, role model players that I've had here at Diman. And when she gets on the court, she contributes as much as she can. And it was a pleasure to coach her this season and have her be a part of this program. Number 1, Julia Latour. This next young lady is a 4-year varsity player, 3-year varsity starter, health assisting shop. Okay. She is the Diman representative of the Massachusetts Outstanding Vocational Student of the Year. She is finished first semester with you had high honors too. I mean honors. High honors, sorry, Julie got high honors as well. She is going to attend UNH for pediatric nursing or nursing of some level. She is a tenacious competitor, And you might notice if you come to our games, I call her GPS, which is not her name. And I felt compelled to tell the story. I asked permission if I could. Freshman year, before I really knew her, I was still getting to know her. She was telling a story in practice. Yeah, this boy in class, I took out my diabetes monitor, and the boy said, "Is that your GPS?" I said, "That's your nickname. We're going with that. You're the GPS." And it's a fitting nickname because as I've got to know her over the years, she drives this team. She takes us where we go. If we are having a good night, she's having a good night. If we're having a bad night, she's having a bad night. So she's our GPS. She guides the way. I think I've said enough, right? Captain number 4, Hannah Martin. And finally, a 4-year varsity starter. Started right off the bat here from our enemy, Westport. Thanks for coming here. Medical assisting shop honor roll. Will be attending, well, she's got a choice of 3 prestigious universities. She's going to go into pharmacy? Yeah. It's over my head, I don't know. One of the toughest players I've ever coached. I know she's played through injuries in the 3 seasons that she's been here. She never complains, never even lets up that she's hurt, and she plays through everything. And I've noticed, I haven't said much, but I know what you've been through over these 3 years. She's our rock, strong defense, good offense. She does it all on the court for us. Her favorite number is 5, which got her into trouble in her, freshman and junior years because she liked to pick up 5 fouls during the game, and she'd be sitting next to me oftentimes, but we've corrected that, and I'm proud of her for that. She's come a long way as a player. Captain number 5, Avery Rounds.
That concludes the senior night ceremony from here at Diman. We'll have the 3rd quarter next on Fred TV. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody, live to Diman. You just saw the senior night ceremony that took place pre-game. Always nice to see these. Every coach really does it differently. Across the board. So always nice to see what coaches have to say about their players and whatnot. But we still got a game here. Very, very low scoring second quarter. 9 total points, a 16 all score, 16 all tie as the Hawks come out firing here. And we're going to have a jump ball, and it'll turn the ball over to the Bengals. So 16-16 the score at the start of the 3rd. And we'll see, as I said earlier, Zach, I don't think we'll see a 15-point victory for either side. This one's going to probably come down to the wire.
Yeah, I think the second half is going to be much of the same from the first half. It's just you know, back and forth, but like slow. Nah, not slow paced. She's gonna be very
A little choppy.
Yeah, that's the word. Couldn't find the phrase.
That's right. Martin down low, hits below the glass. Now she'll come back out after the miss from Bui from distance. That one put up. Shot clock violation. Nothing ended up hitting the rim. Flipped up by Ortega. No good. Ortega with 7 first half points.
Whoa.
Rounds with 9 for the Bengals. She leads all scorers. Ortega puts it up and in, and now she's tied with Rounds for game high. Villas on the bench for the Hawks after 3 first quarter fouls and then her 4th.
Yeah, I'd have to say with the way the game's going, it'd be best, honestly, sit her as long as you can until the 4th.
Yeah.
With the way the game's been going, there hasn't been much really where she's very, like, necessary without sounding like a jerk.
No, but I get what you're, because it's so low scoring. It's back and forth. It's not like, you know, you're down by 10 and you're on a 6-0 run. You want to get her back out there and try to cap off a comeback.
Right.
No, I know what you're saying.
She's not necessarily the difference maker in this type of game. You can survive without her for a little bit.
Exactly. No, and it makes sense. 3 ball is no good. We've seen a couple tonight from the Bengals, one from Canaan and one from Rounds. And on the other side, one from Ortega and one from Rhode. So we've seen a couple. They were 3 of those 4 coming in the first quarter, and Canaan with her second from outside. And the Bengals back ahead by 1. Ortega passing, corner, near side, Rhode. That's no good. In and out, catches the inner lip. Hawks are very fast right now coming out of the half. That was close to steps. I think Fernandez might have gotten away with one there. They go to Rounds. Rounds in traffic, into the paint.
Oh.
Carves out a lane. It doesn't go. Gets a second try at it. That doesn't go. The rebound to Rhode, down the court.
A couple months away, Evan.
Yeah, I know, right? He'll be taking batting practice before you know it. Long 3 is hard off the rim into the hands of Rhode. And Ortega with it again. High bank shot off the glass for DePina. Well, the good news is that both teams, trying to find some kind of rhythm offensively here. Rounds, we know, just had that drive to the basket. It didn't go for her, but it was a good look. Had a second chance on the rebound. Martin picking up her 3rd foul. She had 2 in the first half. Both teams with 1. Tessa LaPalme got the inbound pass. It was cut off by Rounds. Rounds was fouled, no call. There was awful lot of contact on the wrist right there that prevented the shot. Rounds should be at the line. Ari DePina across to Ortega. Sets for 3, and it is no good. Short, kicks back to Canaan. And Canaan gets it to Avery Rounds. Back out to Canaan. Now to Rounds in the corner. Might have been tipped. And thrown away. Absolutely, yeah, LaPalme put the hands up there. LaPalme quite a bit taller than Rounds. Pretty sure that was tipped. Kind of slowed up out of the hands. Now she'll get an open shot, and that is not going to go either. And a jump ball. Kept in by Rounds. What a job by Avery Rounds. And now tipped out of play. Picked up by Fernandez in serious traffic, throws it back. It's gathered by Jada Martino. 3 ball is up, misses. And the Hawks finally get it back the other side of the court. Ortega, look out, taken away down the court. And the layup on the steal and break from Rounds, who's up into double figures now, 11 points for Avery Rounds. Great takeaway.
Yeah, just like that, Diamond has the lead now, too. It's quick. I've been praising her all game long, but right there she kind of just got lazy and fell asleep a little bit.
Well, you know, she went to turn. Ortega went to turn around to kind of reset the play and didn't realize that Rounds was coming full steam behind her. 3 from the corner, no good.
Ooh.
And that might have been a foul. A lot of contact there from Martino. And that goes down to Pina with the basket. Canane back to Rounds. Wants the 3. That one won't go. That's out of play. Top of the glass doesn't count. Martin still on the bench. Kind of a tough night for Martin. Just the 1 basket coming in the first quarter. You heard Coach Doyle say, you know, if she's having an off night, we usually have an off night as a team. But Rounds picking her up. Fernandez with the basket there. That's her first from the field. Canane with a couple long balls. So the Bengals trying to help out Martin, who's on the bench with 3 fouls right now. Ortega flips it off to DePina for 3. Ooh. Well wide to the right. She'll get it back. Bank shot off the glass is no good. Fernandez trying to get by. And now Canane crossing center court. Batted away by LaPalme. And Ortega on the far side pulls up for the jumper, and it's good. $11 points for Ortega. Ortega, Martino. I smell a foul coming. Yep. Saw that coming a mile away. And you know what it is that Martino just didn't have the good angle on Ortega, who was going full steam ahead. And anytime you're on the inside like that, if you're not kind of moving with the player and you're just blocking, that's an automatic foul. That one was on the floor.
Yeah, it was all momentum, no control.
Right. Now Martino trying to go and do the same thing. Oh, she slips, and that's a travel. Lost her footing. Great effort that time, though. Having rode right on her tail feathers as they're, both going full steam into the painted area.
Thankfully, she's okay, because that looked like it just
awkward,
crumbled. Almost like her body imploded.
Yeah. Again, the feet just kind of gave way, and if you don't have grip and you're going full steam ahead. 2-on-1 here. Ortega, the lone defender. Martino passing. Quick shot taken by Rhodes, and she'll go to the line. Our first free throws of this third quarter. There's 31.7 seconds left in the third.
Clean basketball.
Well, that's the good news, is we haven't seen a lot of fouls here in this third quarter. That's just the 4th one for between the 2 sides. 2 for each. Rounds misses the first shot. That was only, let's see, Diamond's 4th free throw of the night. Fernandez hit 2 in the first. Martin missed 1, and now Rounds missed her first. Trying to go 1 for 2. She does. She hits the second. And we're tied again. Shot clock is off. Got to inbound the ball, and they just get it in.
Wow. Good pass. Oh,
taken away by Rounds. Pass it to Martino. Plants, puts it up. It won't go. Tries for the rebound, can't get it to go. And now the Hawks will take it back again with 10 seconds. Ortega sets. It's short. Might have been tipped by Canane. 5 seconds. Martino passing. It's cut off. 2 seconds. A chance. Buzzer. No good. And the quarter comes to a close. We're tied again. 24 all. Man, we got a lot of coaches in the stands tonight.
I was thinking
and
that
quite
earlier.
honestly, I've had enough of it. Between JV and now here in the varsity game, I haven't heard one thing from the Southeastern coaches. It's everybody else. Ay, ay, ay.
You know, I was just thinking it before you said it. I was going to say Southeastern is gifted.
You know.
They've got 7, 8, 9 coaches.
Zach, that's funny. But it's true. I mean, come on. To the point where the varsity coach during JV timeout had to actually tell people in the stands to let the kids communicate and talk.
Yeah.
Like, that's how out of hand it was getting.
Yeah.
It's a little more under control here in the varsity game, but this third quarter was getting a little chirpy.
And that's JV that they're getting like that for, which
That's what I'm saying.
it's I mean, it is incredible.
Fourth quarter about to begin here. From Diman, the final 8 minutes of senior night. 24-24 the score. Evan Massoud and Zach Souza with you courtside here at the James T. Ashley Gym. Hannah Martin gets it started. She's back in the game. 3 from the corner. Long, high, off the glass. Rounds put a little extra into that one. And it doesn't go.
Oh, that's coming close.
Tipped, Rounds, keeps it in, goes down.
Maybe my count was off, but that seemed a little long on that half of the court.
I would agree with you. You got me nervous there. You know, you just ducked back like a Matrix move, and after having players crash into me at this table 2 nights in a row, you start flinching. Don't take the headset off. Well, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. 3 ball from Road.
My bad.
Here I am. I'm trying to take a note, and I see you just starting to flail backwards here. Like, here we go.
I honestly thought we were going to get clotheslined.
Canane with the basket. Oh, my gosh. Oof. Yeah, oof. You're telling me.
Got myself all worked up.
You're having a hot flash. You're the one who scared me. And you are rolling up the sleeves for crying out loud. Oh, boy. Out of bounds. Hawks inbound. To the corner. Road passing to DePina. And now out to Ortega. Long 3 is going to be well short. Martin just got hit in the head by Road. And the transition there. Rounds trying to get by. Was kind of blocked there a little bit. And a foul. Martin will go to the line for 2. Third foul for the Hawks here in the second half. First on La Palme.
I think Diamond could really benefit from slowing it down. They're getting ahead of themselves. They're
Yeah.
running it all the way to the baseline to pass it out to the top of the key.
Right, and you're passing through height.
Yeah.
And now Villas is getting ready to check in. She sat the whole third quarter. So, to your point, you can't just be haphazardly throwing the ball back and forth now either.
Right. You really need to grind down here. Take the time to set the offense up. Make the right pass. Not a good pass. Make the right pass.
Mm-hmm. Second shot is good from Martin. And we are tied 27 all. Well, let's see if the Bengals can put a little bit of a run together here. You know, we've been kind of lucky This is our 4th game here this season, and we haven't seen a loss. 2 boys wins, 2 girls wins. Ortega gets it across half court. Great pass to Rode. It might have been blocked. I saw a hand get in there. Loose ball. It is out of bounds. Ortega will inbound. Three is no good. Rounds almost had it taken away. Ortega almost did to Rounds what Rounds did to her last quarter. And a foul. Ortega picking up her first. She's been out there basically the entire game. I don't think she's left the floor.
Yeah, I think she's been out there the entirety.
Martin for 3! And the lead. Tell you, on Monday we saw a heck of a performance from Stevenson. We're talking about players on the court the whole time. Stevenson from Conley and Krenicki from Conley. 31 and 32 points respectively.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. And, you know, I said we haven't seen a loss in this building. I'm forgetting. You know, Conley's from Fall River,
Yeah.
so no Fall River team lost in this building.
Right.
I know Conley beat another 3 from Martin.
Oh, she is heating up now, and in good timing, too, for the Bengals.
6 straight for Diman. Actually, 7 straight if you count the free throw.
And when she's doing good, we're doing good, Coach Doyle says. So things are looking up for Diman right now. Huge turn.
That's a big in a game like this. 6 points is the largest lead for either side right now. So that's a big swing here with 5:04 to play in the game. Looking ahead, Diamond's still got a handful of games yet to play. They are finishing the – no wonder senior night was tonight. 5 games left, all 5 on the road to wrap up the season. A rematch at Case on Thursday. They're playing tomorrow. Then next week, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tiverton, Conley, and Nantucket. And then on President's Day to wrap up the week, they will be at New Bedford Vogue. To wrap up the season, excuse me, they'll be at New Bedford Vogue. Let's see, they beat New Bedford Vogue already once. They lost to Case. They lost to Tiverton. And they have not played Nantucket. Nope, so that'll be fun. They're going to have to take a boat to get to Nantucket.
Take a boat.
Yeah. And then Conley, they beat Conley opening night. That was 43-10. Southeastern with 3 yet to play. They'll be on the road on Friday at BP, then hosting South Shore next Wednesday, and then they wrap up next Thursday at South Shore. So back-to-back, kind of a home-and-home against South Shore to end it, and they're ending before vacation week. Southeastern is next Thursday. 5th foul for the Hawks. It is the 2nd on road, both coming in the second half here. Oh, and another timeout. Here we go. Another break here in the action. Now for Fred TV coverage or for our own, we're done here on our own channel, on our own page, but for the week. But on Friday, our game of the week will actually be the road game, Durfee girls at Dartmouth. DCTV live streaming that one, and I have the call for it. So just like the boys' road game earlier in the year, back January 10th, this Friday I'll have the call from Dartmouth for the girls. Lady Hilltoppers took over 2nd place in the standings after beating Brockton last night, and well behind BR in terms of the conference, but they can kind of solidify 2nd place if they can beat Dartmouth on Friday. That would go a long way to help them as they hit the stretch as well. So the Lady Hilltoppers looking good and looking to tune up for the playoffs and potentially be 2nd place finishers in the conference. And then next week, Monday will be a DCTV game as well, a co-op, as we give you 2 hockey games in the final week of the regular season. Durfee, Diman, well, officially Diman, but the co-op heading to Hetland on Monday. DCTV covering. Villas has fouled out. That was her 5th. So we have that one from Dartmouth. Live streaming on the DCTV, Dartmouth Community Media YouTube channel. And then next week on Tuesday, Valentine's Day, live boys basketball at Durfee against New Bedford. A rematch from that contentious game a couple of weeks back. And then on Friday, girls basketball hosting, is that the BR game? It is. And then the final broadcast of the regular season, hockey senior night at Driscoll. That's a foul.
Oh, come on. Blow the whistle there. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was a foul. 8-0 run for Diman, though, over the last about 2.5 minutes of gameplay. So that's what counts right now. That breaks it up to Ortega with the 3. And it's 34-30. 4 minutes gone. 4 minutes to play here in the 4th. Well, 4:09 to be exact, as the whistle is blown for the foul. 10th foul. 3rd foul on number 10. That's Rode. 7th team foul, and Diman will shoot at the line now the rest of the way. So that could prove to be beneficial for the Bengals. Martin. 1-1. First one is good. And the second one good as well. 6-point game. Got to get it in. Could hear the fans counting for 3, and it's good! The Bengals finding the outside shot here late in the game. A 9-point lead. Rounds with the 3 ball.
Yeah, the Bengals are getting some big turnovers in the points in the 4th.
Blocked by Fernandez.
Let's slow it down. Here we go.
Right.
Set something
this is
up.
the time now to slow it down.
Yeah.
You're winning the foul battle. You have your largest lead of the night. Use the shot clock. And a turnover. By my count, Martin with 10 points in this quarter alone after 2 in the first 3 quarters. So Martin has heated up.
Oh,
nice
find.
pass. Oh, it doesn't go. I like it, though.
Yeah.
That was the right move. That was Janiyah Andrade, who is now in the game because Villas had fouled out. Same with LaPalme, although LaPalme was one of the starters. Rounds. Oh, gets tripped up. And that's not a foul either.
I mean, these are some awful no calls late in the game. These are big calls late.
Yeah. Now we get one. There was less there than there was a moment ago, but
I mean,
we'll take it. 8th team foul for the Hawks. They have 6 in the 4th quarter alone. DePina picking up her 3rd personal. And it'll be a 1-1 for Rounds, who is 1 for 2 at the line this evening. And the first one does not go, so no second shot. The rebound goes to the Hawks. DePina slows up, passing to Ortega. Goes for the long 3, and it is no good. The rebound went to Andrade. She put it up again, and then that missed, and now the Bengals coming away with it. Trying to get across half court as Martin. She does get there. Errant pass goes through the fingers of both Canane and one of the Hawks before the Hawks gather it. Broken play and a break for DePina, who puts it in for 2, and we go into the timeout. Well, folks, playoffs are just around the corner. Like and follow us here on the Fred TV Sports Facebook page. The Lady Bengals are in the tournament with their 11 wins, hoping to move up the rankings. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel under the same name, but especially with the playoffs around the corner, like and follow us on Facebook so you don't miss any of the action and any of the matchups once they are known to us. The Durfee boys fluttering with contention, but they're 8-7. They lost to Brockton last night on the road, and now they got the 14-1 Dartmouth Indians on Friday. Gonna take a monumental game for them to get through it and come out on top of that one, because Dartmouth is just steamrolling everybody. So the Hilltopper boys in danger of being 8-8 after this week with 4 games yet to go. Diamond boys lost on Monday, so they're 5-12. They're in trouble in terms of the playoffs. I don't think their power rankings. It's going to be tough. I mean, you know, they have a similar schedule to Conley, and Conley at 4-9 was ranked 30th coming into last night at 3-9, or at Monday night. So, you know, the power rankings are helping in some respect if you play up and you're a lower division team. So the Diamond boys, I mean, I'm not saying they're out of it. There could be an outside chance depending on how the rankings and how the matchups, the strength of schedule is taken into account. Durfee boys, though, they need their 10 wins. Durfee girls are in, so that's good news. And hockey has just been on fire. So really looking forward to seeing hockey next week, because the Bengals will be in the tournament, that's for sure. Fernandes picking up her 3rd foul. It is the team's 3rd foul and the first free throws of the second half for the Hawks. DePina at the line. She's 1 for 2 on the night, all the way back in the first quarter when she had her first chances to shoot free throws, missing the first one here. And I'm really excited for hockey. I mean, just the whole atmosphere. Everybody is just in such a good state of mind. Both free throws miss, loose ball out of bounds. But how's this for a run? We did opening night hockey, and we saw the 5-2 loss. The Bengals have not lost since. They are 12-1, folks. 12-1.
That's not a smart pass. That
No.
is rude. I don't know what she passed it right to.
Yeah.
The Hawks. Like,
I know.
put it on the ground, get it down there. Nice bounce pass.
4th foul for the Bengals. This is Canane's 2nd personal.
Also, I get getting excited when you're kind of 2-on-1. You have an advantage, but there's a minute and a half left, and you're up.
Yeah.
Hold the ball, set up an offense, maybe burn 20 seconds, because now there's a minute and a half left, and they're shooting free throws to cut the deficit.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not smart.
And now with that free throw made, it's a 2-possession game. 5-point game. So as we said, no 15-point victory tonight. This one could come right down to it here. Bad pass again, out of bounds, and the Hawks will have it. Coach Doyle not happy. Protect the ball. There's no need to press. You got 35-second shot clock.
Yeah, you have 35-second shot clock and still a minute and a half left.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe. Take time.
Yeah. Oh, right on the edge. Good footwork there by Rode. Rode wide open in the corner. Long 3 is not going to make it. Oh, and a foul. Oh, it looks like DePina might have brushed the jersey to the eye. That's, yeah.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Yeah.
That's happened before. Like, just it's a little scratch, and it's like, oh, man, you can't see for like, good 15 minutes. So a quick timeout here
It
on the
should.
court, injury timeout. She'll leave the court, and oncoming will be Amara Mendez.
Yeah, when that happens, that's just uncomfortable because you're sitting there, your
Yeah.
eyes hurting, it's uncomfortable, and then you're doing this weird, like, head tilt, eye close, trying to.
Yeah, it's just this weird tingly, feeling. It's
Right,
not
right.
good. Martin steals it on the inbound, slows up. Under a minute here as the Bengals try to close out what would be their 12th win. Three. It's good from the corner.
That is huge. Huge.
And a timeout. Timeout called by the Hawks after Kanane sinks her third from downtown to put the lead back to 8, excuse me. Timeout coming with 35.6 seconds to play. Hawks will have it here out of the timeout. Just get it in. It goes out of bounds. Still Hawks ball.
Diamond's inbound defense has been terrific tonight.
Yeah.
'Cause they've been taking a lot of time to get it in and having trouble the whole game.
Yep. Almost 5-second clock almost every time.
Yeah.
And then same with the press, trying to get across half court. It's the same deal.
Right. It's no small task for the Hawks to get up the court right now. Or all game for that matter.
Martin picks it off. Shot clock is off. Final 15 seconds, and the Bengals are going to be in the win column again, but not before we have a foul.
Well, the game just wouldn't be complete with a foul right there.
Mendez, who just came in, will pick up the team's 9th foul. It is going to be a 1-and-1 for Martin. No good on that first one. Hawks will take a shot here with 5 seconds to play. Rebound. That's game. Bengals win it on senior night, 42-34. A hard-fought victory in a game that started off, we saw a lot of points early, and then things kind of fizzled out for much of the middle part of the game. But here in the fourth, Martin just caught life. An 18-point fourth quarter for Diman, and they held the Hawks to just 10 in the fourth. That was the difference. So the Bengals pick up number 12. 5 more to go, and they're hopeful that they can, maybe get to 17 or 18 wins perhaps. 16 or 17. That means running the table kind of, but they want to get up there, at least to 15. That would probably ensure them a home game for round 1 of the playoffs. So that would be big for the Lady Bengals and Coach Doyle, and hopefully they do get one because we'd love to be here for it. So, but fun one tonight from Diman Regional, and we thank you all for, of course, tuning in, and we thank Diman for always being so hospitable to us. For our cameraman tonight, Mike Fernandez, my broadcast partner, Zach Souza, I'm Evan Massoud. We will see you from Dartmouth on DCTV on Friday for Durfee Girls on the Road. Tune in then. Until then, good night.